Jesus, the Prequel, and the amazing difference that can make in your life. Read by me, the author, Van Harden. Chapter 1. From Webster's Dictionary, Prequel, a noun, a work such as a novel or a play whose story precedes that of an earlier work. Some prequels are pretty good, even well-loved. In fact, I've read that many critics feel that The Godfather Part 2, which was part prequel, was actually better than the original. On the other hand, some, in fact many, turned out to be largely disappointing. Some of the franchises that produced prequels are Star Wars, which actually had a prequel trilogy, The Hunger Games, Batman, and Dumb and Dumber. You can probably think of others. They all did a prequel after releasing the original. Even the TV show NCIS produced NCIS Origins. Well, movies are like lumps of clay in the hands of the writers, producers, and directors. They can make them into whatever they want them to be. They were made to entertain us, intrigue us, surprise us, please us, and one more thing, they were made to make money. In fact, that was the main thing for them. Some movies start by telling you they're based on a true story, but frequently creators take quite a few liberties in stretching the truth, distorting, over-magnifying, sensationalizing, twisting, or even making things up for the sake of emotions, dramatizations, or sales. But Jesus, the prequel? Yes. It's the true story that precedes that of the more well-known story of Jesus' 33 years on earth. This prequel is not made up or invented by humans, and it did not come from a person's imagination. If you're a believer in biblical truths, as I am, you will be pleased to know that the Bible is the source of the content. In seeing the title of this book, I'm sure there may be some who may think it's a blasphemy. After all, who in their right mind would divvy up new information about Jesus? Well, the goal here is not to entertain, intrigue, or surprise, although one or more of those may happen certainly after you read it, contemplate it, and absorb it. And it is not to make money. The goal here is to glorify God by getting to know Jesus better. Let me make this clear. This is not new information. It's as old as the Bible itself, but in my opinion, it is too infrequently taught. Even though churches, well, some of them anyway, have taught the story of Jesus' time, from Bethlehem to crucifixion and resurrection, many have done an inadequate job of telling God's story of Jesus before Bethlehem. Yes, it is critically important in a person's walk with God to know who Jesus really is by knowing about his past eternity that led up to the 33 years of Jesus' life on earth. And not just to know the real story of him, but to know the real story of you. Most Christians would say they already know about Jesus, and that is wonderful if it's true. But even for those that are certain, air quotes, a review of the pre-incarnate facts will only serve as a godly reminder. For those that have never dwelt on them before, it may be a real eye-opener. It was for me many years ago.